First 15 minutes of this tape are Old Batavia 1925, and the next 2 3/4 hours is Old Batavia 1940. There is a problem on identifying some of the buildings, as the script that went with this movie film is not available. And some of these schools, West, East, Lincoln, and Pringle, were of the same design and were hard to distinguish. Washington School was a school designed all by itself. Robert Morris, Brooklyn, and South Jackson, those three schools were also designed approximately the same way. It's hard to distinguish. I'm trying to use the background of these different films to identify the schools.
Must be going to have a movie. Gonna make a little movie here. Oh my gosh, he says. I think that's in the dining room of the Hotel Richmond. And that's the heroine. Who snapped my gum. Two little flickers in here. Ham and eggs. Eggs over light. Can't you make up your mind what you want? Well, looks like we're going to have a little bedroom scene here. There's a big curtain back on somebody's stage. Gee, things are the same today as they were in those days, aren't they? I didn't think those things happened. Out goes our hat. Gosh, we got to start casting. I better get out of here. The old New York Central Railroad, that's the pedestrian bridge, and the passenger trains had them blocked, and they wanted to catch a passenger train. They had to cross that bridge. That's down in Holly at Duffy Mott now, used as with the factories on both sides of the track. The old steam engine coming in on track 3, which is not the passenger track. They make the passengers walk over one track there. That it says Hollywood, but that's on Evans Street. That's the crossing on Evans Street. Now they finally, the next train came up and they got up on a platform where people can get on and off. The clock is a little bright, but it was 6 and then 7:25, so I don't know. We must all went over to the theater. We're going to watch a little of the movies over there. What theater that is? Probably a New Family. That's St. Joseph's Church. That's the steeple up there, and this is taking the summit looking towards Maine. That little vestibule with the dark door, that comes out the back of the church, and on the left is the school. And this must be the kids from St. Joseph's School. They had a lot of them in those days. There's a Rotary Club, and they're going to have their dinner. And that's on the side entrance of the Hotel Richmond on Court Street. I remember that entrance, the vines going up the side of the building there. I dare say that probably 100% of those members are long gone. I would say this film probably took place in 1924. There's the Brisbane building, which became City Hall. That was the homestead of the Brisbane family. City Hall again. The entrance today is just about the same. There's Mayor Hartley and his motley crew of councilmen. Hartley's the only one I recognize there. Looks like it might be Forrest Brown next to him with a bow tie on. And there's Mayor Hartley now. There's the fire department on the corner of Ellicott and Court Street. Look at the old truck coming out there. Look at the bell in the middle there. Here comes the old hook and ladder with the tiller on the back. Cliff Pratt used to drive that. One trick there, I know, Cliff. And here comes the other truck that was in the back. This is Ellicott Street. Look at the horse and wagon going down there. And that's a track that goes down Ellicott Street where the GLF, Franklin Mills, oh, a lot of plants around there. And across from that was the Moose and the old Niagara Mohawk. Niagara Hudson in those days. And here is the theater again. We'll all go out and enjoy a little of the scenery. I don't know what movie they're watching, but... And we're back at the hotel again, Hotel Richmond. This is the plot that's in the movie, I guess. How about a date? How about dancing? Oh, I cannot dance. I'll look at my watch and see when we'll have a little date. Oh, yeah. I'll be back to get you when you get done work. Oh, my gosh. This one here will slap my gum. New Family Theater. Ladies at Play is the name of it. With Doris Kenton, I guess. And here's the school teachers from BHS. I see Francis Pratt Douglas there. Miss Hawker. See Miss Hawker with that dotted dress? And this one with a tie is Miss Devitt. And there comes Howard Weber, principal. H.D. Weber. Hey, we're down the Texas Hot on Main Street, right across from Court Street. Now the plot thickens. I'll take out my watch again and check the time. Oh, there she is. She's off duty now. Well, that fellow looks like a loser, doesn't he? Well, I'll put down her phone number. Well, I don't know if they had telephones back in those days. Here comes another one. Maybe we'll work on her. Things are looking good here. Well, I'll be darned. That fella just is struck out again. Well, I'll put her number down. Oh, here comes the gum snapper. Hey, maybe those pictures were taken in that Tip-Top restaurant or whatever it was there. That's the gum snapper. Well, here comes the chef. Oh, she left the fella. She's coming back with a chef. Here's the Rotary Club, I guess, and their wives. I can't place this building. It looks like the building on next the Hotel Richmond, next to the Blue Bus to me. And they did have halls in there, but I didn't think they had any restaurants. Maybe there's a meeting back in there. Oh, the old police station on School Street. They just arrested Grandma. Oh no. Gee, that looked like Gray Delbridge, the cop, but she's got a badge on. She's a policewoman. Well, we're back at the restaurant again. I still think it's got to be the Hotel Richmond. We'll dance a little foxtrot. Well, maybe that's a two-step, huh? I'm glad I took dancing lessons. Hey, they must have a real good band playing there, because they're really hopping to it. And a piano player, I can't quite make her out. Maybe it's Sis Babbage. Oh, there's a little girl. She's going to do a little act for us. Now, who be she, we wouldn't know. Now she curtsies, she's all done. This is pretty good here today. There's a piano player. Can't see her face too good. It's too bright in the video here, but on the movie screen you can see a little better, but it wasn't Sis Babbage. Well, we'll order up another round here. Just think this was probably in the Prohibition days. You don't see any glasses on the table. Poor fella, he just isn't making out here. Tries to grab her hand and she doesn't want to have anything to do with him. He must have ate a lot of food trying to get her a date with her. Here we are at the theater again. There's the new family, marquee. There's the marquee of the new family. And below, next to it is old Charlie Coppolis and Bill Coppolis' father's candy store. They used to sell candy and confectionery in the theater. And this here, I think, is John Osborne. He owned these theaters. Him and Dipson were in partners with it. Nicholas Dipson and John Osborne. There they go away. And that where them posts are, that's the old Genesee Hotel on Jackson Street. And this is the State Police Barracks on East Main Street. Well, there's our boys in gray. That's the boys in gray. And I think that's Cap Robinson. Cap Chandler Robinson, I think that was his name. No, his boy was named Chandler, that was it. That was Cap Robinson, I forget his first name. We're going to do a little drilling for us here. Present arms. Right face march. See, back in those days, the troopers lived in the barracks here, and they also were like in the Army. They had to drill. That's the Batavia High School. Now that school opened, I think, in 24, and so there's a few little shrubbery down there yet already. There's the Board of Education. I don't really recognize those two, but there's Art Huff. He was on the Board of Education, and there's Mrs. Lucille. I think that's who that. She was on the Board of Education. The next fella I don't know, and the next one. But there's Clyde P. Wells. He was superintendent of schools. And there's the kids in good old BHS. Probably you can see yourself in that gang. I've run this film through, and I saw Bert Newstead there. I'll point him out to you when he comes through there. He wears glasses. There's Bert Newstead. Who was with him, I don't know. Maybe on video we'll be able to stop these and look at them. But right now, making them with the movie camera, it's pretty hard with the video camera. A lot of these fellows you probably know. Maybe you're in there. If you... This is Batavia in the old days. The old railroad tracks there. Baseball today. That's the Batavia City Hall. Look at the cannon out front. That is the courthouse. And that is the county building at Batavia. Them cars look to be about 35, 36s. That's E.N. Rowell. That's E.N. Rowell B plant on Jefferson Avenue. Looks like Austin Park. That's what that is, Austin Park. And the Howland Land Office. That's the Howland Land Office. More shots of the Howland Land Office. The Batavia Club, the corner of Bank and Main Street, the old YMCA. Presbyterian Church. YWCA, corner Summit, Maine. St. Joseph's Church. That's the steeple of St. Joseph's, the old St. Joseph's Church. That's St. Paul's Church on Liberty Street. And that's the Baptist Church on Main Street. That's the tower at the Baptist Church. This looks like it could be St. James Episcopal Church on East Main. That's the tower of the church. That's part of St. James. There it is, St. James Episcopal. Ellicott Avenue, years gone by. Looks like the state school. Oh, that's the Vets Hospital there, VA. Another picture of VA Hospital and the surrounding grounds. That's the VA. That's the main entrance to VA. That is Redfield Parkway. We had some trees in the middle, trees down the side. And that's the old Floral Hall at the Genesee County Fairgrounds, and that's the old that's the grandstand. That's Morgan's Monument at the Batavia Cemetery on Harvester Avenue. This was like Kibbe Park. Didn't quite get that grandstand. There's that clock. There's the stand on Main Street. Now I'm going to the council chambers here at the City Hall. Boy, I'm short of memory there, but I'd have to have some help in those names. There's Larry Burns in a dark suit. I work with Larry. Philly Marcello on the left. I wish you could better go smoke up. Somebody's smoking there. I wish I could have more information for you. That's the United States Post Office, corner of Jefferson and Maine. And that Burns. His name was Burns, postmaster, and I forget this fellow's name. I think there, Mr. Burns. He was the postmaster. Here comes the carriers. That looks like Bill. Oh, I can't hand. There's Lenahan. I should know these. Looks like Earl Norton there, that one fella. Look at that fleet of trucks there. And there's the fire department at the corner of Court Street and Ellicott. And they come down the pole. Room-de-doom. Ha ha. And there's that new fire truck. Yeah, I remember when they bought that. They still had the old tiller truck there. I'm going to back this one in, boy. I know that was Cliff Pratt on the back of that truck or not. He used to drive that truck, really that big hook and ladder there. Everything modern. You have to get up 3 stories with the buildings we had in those days. Well, there's Ellicott Street, and that's on the Moose was on the right, and on the left was GLF Bean House. I recognize them firemen, but I don't know their names. I think that was Monahan. That's the chief there. Oh boy. And the old Daily News office. Real busy, got to get that paper. I think the paper was 2 cents in those days, and today it's 50 cents. Look at that typewriter, boy. That was before the days of electric typewriters. There's the linotype operators. All these fellows, I knew I was just a young lad living on Center Street. Got to know all these fellows. And the presses are running. That's the alley between the, I don't know what store was there, but there's the kid. They got them in reverse. They used to get their papers in back there and then come out. like one of the Nortons. They were carriers, the whole family, sometime or other. Looks like the back of Washington School, where I went to school. No houses are on Willow Street, the other side of that fence. I'm pretty near sure that this would be Washington School. Well, we get uptown. There's Rudolph Jewelers. See that sign there? That was Vance Carr. I recognize him. We're going to CL Carr's department store right now. There used to be customers uptown in those days. I recognized that girl, but I can't think of her name. That's outside the Baptist church. Well, St. Mary's Church. That's St. Mary's Church on Ellicott Street. They had a lot of good Christians in those days. There's a Miss Potato Diner. When it was a dining car. Well, guys, that looks like Pat Grasso there at the grill. I think it was owned by Freddie Hall at that time. I think the original owner was Sherm Slocum. There's a big turkey getting ready for Thanksgiving here. Good old BHS. That's home economics class there. Learn how to wash dishes. There's John Hanley. I think the one boy was Alton Wells. Dr. Pierce. Here's John Hanley in the auto mechanics class. Out on the north side of what was then the high school. There's John. Oh, there's something the matter with the supercharger. Electronic ignition or something. This is the playground out south of the school, south of the tennis courts. Miss Waldorf, she was, when I went to school, Mrs. Kramer, she was eventually arts teacher. Back at the playground again. There were houses on Ross Street, I think, that are pictured there. Well, there comes somebody down the street there. It looked like Miss Hurst there, that Hurst teacher. This Jefferson Avenue, there's Morgan's Monument again. No, that's Ellicott Monument. I don't know where these pictures were taken. Oh, this is Muckland. This is the muck. That's the way we used to do it in the old days. It was all muscle work. Lot of onions there. That's Holly Chicken Farm on Bank Street. Holly's Egg Factory. This one I don't know. She didn't want to have her picture taken. She's bashful. There's our boys in gray, state police. Looks like Charlie Moore there on the right. I would say that is Charlie in his heyday. Now we're getting over to the box factory. That was the Ellicott Street plant. Had the revolving doors. All the modern conveniences of those days. Now this is the B plant on Jefferson Avenue. I recognize the iron fence. B plant of Ian Rowe. And we're at the hospital now, which one I do not know. Somebody's going to get an operation. Put the old ether into the cotton and put it on your nose, knock you out. The only thing they use ether today is to remove stubborn paint and glues. Maternity ward. Wonder where that little fella is today. Modern x-rays. Oh, that's Bus Page. Went to school with him. Looked like Bus. Kyle Birdie, that was. Looks like the front of the VA hospital. Or is that the county building? Yeah, that's the county building. There was Al Waterman, the attorney, there, smiling. Looks like it could be a school. Well, that's Washington School there. Bakery. Table Talk Bakery on Center Street. Right to your door in those days. Gosh, that fellow looks familiar. I don't know if that's Harold Soddy or not. My gosh, that's Harold Soddy, pretty sure. Well, we're back to Washington School again for some reason or other. Out in the back playing. That's Mrs. Salisbury. I might be mistaken on that. I think she was a school nurse, though. This is a dental hygienist. Do you recognize yourself there? And I think that's Miss McWork, principal. And the YMCA, there's Mr. Rankin and Walter Bennett. Pool. That's where I learned to swim years ago. The only pool in the city of Batavia. No bigger than a bathtub. We had a lot of fun there. There's the old ping pong table in the boys' room at the Y, rec room. We let the girls in there to swim once in a while. Yeah, the old Massey Harris on Harvester Avenue. That's looking down the alley down the Erie side, and that's the administration building on the right. The general offices there. This is the foundry. They poured the molten metal in the molds. I worked in there about 6 months. That was enough. So they're getting the hot metal out of the cupola there. This must be an acid bath. Oh, paint. That's the paint shop. And the wheels, painting the wheels. There's a load of combines in the flat car. I remember getting 20 loads a day out of there, right after World War II. Massey Harris Clipper. Drop Forge. Press. That's